This sheep used to deal with himself and with others as if he were a predator. He lived in a barn with lots of sheep and some chickens, in wide plains surrounded by mountains. He refused to eat grass and instead preyed on the rodents he found in the barn. Then he started attacking the chickens in the barn. Some days, the barn owner would find dead chickens that had been half devoured. And every day, the sheep felt more different. He began leaving the barn, trying to walk into the mountains, thinking he really was a predator, and that he'd find animals roaming the plains to hunt down. But he always came back at night, exhausted, because he couldn't find anything to eat. So he'd attack the chickens in the barn and eat one of them. One day, while roaming the mountains, he saw a pack of wolves. He walked confidently, thinking they would recognize him as one of them, as a predator. But suddenly they started chasing him. He ran until he reached the edge of a cliff, with a huge river flowing below. When the wolves closed in, he leapt into the river and managed to escape, making his way back to the barn. That's when he decided he needed to train himself more, to truly become a predator. He began attacking the other sheep. The fear he spread made them run away from him. They saw him as strange, not one of them, and kept their distance. But with his violence, with the use of his horns, he caused deep wounds to the sheep he attacked, and after injuring them, he tried to eat them. Many sheep lost their lives. The barn owner was puzzled, not knowing what kind of predator could be attacking his sheep. So he brought in a dog, hoping it could stop the repeated losses of sheep and chickens. The predator sheep considered the dog a friend, felt closer to him than to the other sheep, and tried to stay by his side. But the dog saw himself as being on duty. He began blocking the sheep's attempts to leave the barn, keeping him inside. One day, the predator sheep attacked another sheep, injuring it badly. But the dog stopped him in his tracks. The next day, the barn owner found the little sheep injured and couldn't understand how the attack happened even with the dog around. Everything in the barn seemed normal. The dog was barking at the predator sheep, but the owner thought maybe the dog was the one who hurt the little sheep. So he decided to install a night camera to monitor the barn. That night, the attack came from outside. 3 wolves reached the barn and started attacking the flock. The dog fought hard to defend the sheep, but the predator sheep joined in with the wolves, attacking his own flock. In the end, he fell under the claws of the wolves. By morning, the barn owner arrived to find the aftermath. Sheep dead, others wounded, the dog injured, and among them, the predator sheep torn apart. He called in a vet to treat the dog and the surviving sheep. Then he reviewed the camera footage, and what he saw shocked him. The predator sheep siding with the wolves. So he decided to banish the sheep from the barn, leaving him to face his fate. To this day, no one knows whether he was devoured in the mountains or not, but everyone knows one thing for sure. He would never, ever become a true predator. Whoever betrays their nature loses their place. The wolves will never accept him. The sheep will never trust him. A fake identity always collapses, and its owner ends up belonging nowhere.